Hey everybody, this is Trevor, and you're watching my channel Social Dilemma. Today, today's topic is something that's been on my mind for, I don't know, at least a couple decades now, and it's cookie cutter everything. And this is something I really noticed. Well, it's really been popping up in the last few years, especially in the burbs, the suburbs of cities and whatnot. I mean, anywhere you go now, you get corporate billion-dollar companies that buy up huge amounts of land, and they'll have, maybe maybe five or six different floor plans for houses. And they come in and they build them, and they put in these side by side, the condo townhouse style things, and it's just all the same. And the days of the independent builder coming in and buying maybe like 5 acres of land and putting, oh, I don't know, maybe a dozen or so homes on that land, half an acre per home. So maybe like 10 homes, or they might try to squeeze in a couple more, but they would give you a variety of different homes. They might have they obviously have a few designs in mind, but you're going to get that guy building his homes there, and then another independent home builder buys another 5-10 acres of land beside him, and you get a variety of homes. Those days are done. Those days have been done since, well, probably the 1980s, really. It started happening then. You can drive through some of these older homes, the old brick homes and whatnot. Now, I guess some people say, yeah, they might all look the same, the two-story red brick houses and whatnot, but you're going to get some variety in there, a lot more variety and more quality as well. Homes today are slapped up in a matter of weeks now. Uh, the time and quality spent on them that you would get from an independent home builder, it's gone. Those days are gone. So what do we have now across Canada and the U.S.? It's cookie cutter homes, and all the independent home builders now, they're out in the countryside. You know, if there is any of those left. Because you look at some of the homes being built out in the countryside, again, they're all corporate billion-dollar companies that, tote themselves as this, oh, we'll build something that looks like a log home or wood-sided house. And again, they're showing you floor plans. And I think that you're going to get a better variety when you obviously move out into the countryside than you would over the burbs. But I still feel like it's still it's kind of falling in that cookie cutter category, and it's just So another thing, so the cookie cutter everything, restaurants and hotels. I mean, you could drive from Toronto to Miami, from Miami up to Seattle, and you know that if you stop, you pull off the highway, your main interstates, your main highways, that you pull off onto that road, and that road is just filled from one side to the other with fast food joints. All the joints, all the places, and all the motels and hotels. They're all owned by corporate billion-dollar entities, and it's all the same. It's all the same. It's. I've heard it been described though as being familiar, and I can somewhat relate to that. You go on vacation, you drive from, I say, like Toronto to Miami. You know that, hey, if I stop at a McDonald's, we're hungry. You know that, hey, they've got bathrooms there. They're all relatively as clean as possible. The food, it's going to taste the same. It's not extraordinarily great to eat McDonald's, but it's not extraordinarily bad. It's you know what you're getting, okay? And you know that you stop at a particular motel or hotel, you're all the name brands out there. They're all corporate owned. You know what you're getting. And what has driven us to that familiarity? Sometimes I can't explain that. I mean, sometimes it is. Maybe it's the fear of stopping into the motel that, oh, okay, it's independently owned. Is it going to be clean? You know, is it full of bugs? I don't know. I think people are driven maybe by fear to knowing that the familiarity of going to the particular fast food joint or the particular hotel and motel, they're all corporate owned. It's very familiar. It's very cookie cutter. Um, it just everything is cookie cutter in, well, I mean, I'm maybe across Europe as well, but Canada, North America, you know, it's just you drive down the highway and it's everything is familiar. So I wonder if we can go back to the days of the independent, the independence, knowing that you drive down the highway, you know, your motels are different. You stop at I guess, you know, quote unquote, the typical mom and pop businesses, right? You know, the motels, the hotels, and is it, you know, can we go back to those days? I mean, there's very far and few when you go out there. Um, it's just the familiarity of everything. I was thinking of something else. And just there's just such a list of things. Cars, everything's cookie cutter car. I mean, you look at the SUVs. Everything's the same. From, you know, even from European to North American to Japanese built, everything's the same. Everything looks the same, and it it doesn't inspire. Like it doesn't inspire anything. In me, I mean, I just you drive somewhere. It's everything's the same, and I think that has a place because some familiarity, well, you know, can be comforting, and I think that's what it is, comforting. But everything is just it's too much. Cars, homes, the restaurants we go to, the hotels, everything is just familiar. You pull off the highway, you know what you're getting. You go to visit people and their homes. Unless unless it's, you know, those really old neighborhoods, everything's just the same now. Everything is cookie cutter. Um, I'm sure that you know, even I was even thinking of beer as well. I mean, the number of microbreweries in North America, it's just, you know, there's the staggering loss of the independent beer maker. And today, when you just go online, you'll read stories of microbreweries that have now hit on the radar of big corporate beer makers. And, you know, they'll go in and they offer them a price that literally these brewery owners just can't refuse. It's like, wow, okay, they're going to offer me, you know, 30, 40% more than what it's worth. So a lot of people, you know, hey, money can, you know, everybody, or you'd think it almost seems like everybody has a price. So I think a lot of these independent micro, they get bought out. You see it all the time. They get bought out, and you know, it just becomes, you know, either these big corporate places will just, I don't know, drive these microbreweries under almost after that. Take their recipes, maybe brew a few of them and whatnot, but the independent breweries are gone. So everything is cookie cutter. Beer, cookie cutter. Just it's very it's sad. It's really sad in a way. I understand that humans need familiarity, but we also need to go into the unknown. It's the pioneer spirit. Okay, going into the unknown. And there's just none of that today. There's very few of people. I find myself as an exception. I love the unknown. But yes, because I've been brought up in a world of familiarity, that yes, I do. It is nice. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, you go on a long car trip. Um, I just think of a one we did a few years ago, driving from Calgary, Alberta to Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's nice. You go, okay, we stopped at a few like independent places for to eat and whatnot, and they were fine. They're all different. You get like your hot turkey and hot roast beef sandwiches. I love all that stuff. But it's also nice to. It was nice. Hey, we stopped at a few McDonald's along the way because it's familiar. Again, you know what you're getting. Not great, but not bad. Just that average. And that's really what the cookie cutter everything creates. Is just everything is mediocre. Everything's average. Okay, you don't even have the opportunity in a cookie cutter world to have the extraordinary. And in that world that's opposite from the cookie cutter, you can also get crap stuff too. But that's where the difference comes in, and that can I think be quite an extraordinary thing. When you have the opposite of the cookie cutter everything, you can have the extraordinary. So cookie cutter everything just creates a world of mediocrity. Everything's medium, average. It's not bad, but it's not extraordinary either. And just everything. So these are a few things that I've looked at around the world as just average. The cookie cutter everything, homes, food, even beer. It just goes into everything. I'm sure everyone here has an example of what they could say is cookie cutter. Um, and I think it's just too much in our world. It's too much. We need a little bit of familiarity along the way, but we also need that independent, the pioneer spirit of creating things that are unique, different. We need that. We need that. And definitely in Canada, United States, you see less and less of that. Everything is just cookie cutter. Gas stations. I mean, the example is everywhere. It's just too much cookie cutter. So, I, how do we change it? I don't know. We need to be independent pioneers. we need to be. We need to bring the pioneer spirit back into a world that was once pioneer in Canada, United States, and bring back uniqueness. Okay, or otherwise, this has been continuing for 30 years at least, 40 years. The cookie cutter everything, and it's making people average. It's just making us mediocre. So that's my 2 cents worth on cookie cutter everything that I wish we could change, and we need to change that. I don't know, trying to be pioneers again. The pioneer spirit that needs to flourish again. So, my 2 cents on that little topic I've been thinking about for 20 years or so. So, all right, everybody. Hope you're having a good day, and peace out.